Hello everyone, I'm GW22's, and welcome to my first game collection video for this channel. I'm going to be showing you guys all the different game collections as well as a bunch of different collections that I have besides my games. So I'm going to show you guys my GameCube and Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, PS1, PS2, N64, Wii. I'm not going to show you guys all the games I have for every console, because there are some consoles where I don't have a whole lot of games. So I'm only going to show you the ones that I have a good collection for. And I'll show you guys other collections as well, like my Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon cards in the future. And I'll show you guys my Mario games, my Sonic games. I plan on doing a video when I get all the Crash Bandicoot games. And of course, I'm still going to be doing figure reviews as well, which the next review is still going to be the Resource Jetpack Crash, so stay tuned for that. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my PS1 collection. Now, I don't actually have a PS1, I have a PS2. But, you know, I can play PS1 games on it, so I mostly use it for PS1, I don't really use it for PS2. And actually the first game I got for my PS2 was actually a PS1 game, so I thought the PS2 had a decent library, but I really like the PS1's library so much better. I have a decent collection. It's not very big, it's not very small. Actually, it is kind of small. And there's still other games I want to get for it, which I'll tell you guys at the end. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, starting with Crash Bandicoot. This is the Black Label version, which is harder to find than the Greatest Hits version. I do want to get the Greatest Hits version because I'm just more of a fan of the green labels and the black labels. I think they look as good, but this is the rarer version, and I got this at a used game store, and I had to pay $40 for this, so it's expensive, but I grabbed it because I've been looking for this forever, and I never got to experience original Crash on the PS1. I got to experience it on the Insane Trilogy, and I think it's pretty good, and I prefer it on Insane Trilogy versus this one because there's limited save points in this version, and you have to use the analog, you have to use the D-pad, you can't use the analog stick because this was one of the early PS1 games that did not support analog support, which was unfortunate. It's kind of hard playing with the D-pad, but I could get used to it. And it can be frustrating, but I haven't played too much of this version, but I do want to play more of it. But from what I've played so far, I'm enjoying it. So next up, we have Crash 2, which this is also the Black Label version. And I do own the Greatest Hits version, but it's not in the original case. It's in this, like, crappy jewel case, but it's not a CD case. Like, this is just a really really thin jewel case, and I was lucky enough to find this at a used game store, and can't remember how much I paid for this. And this is my favorite Crash game on the PS1 because it's much easier than the first game. It does have some challenge, and unfortunately, I've never beaten this game. I've gotten close to beating it. I'm toward the end, but I've gotten stuck, and I don't really care if I'm playing the Insane Trilogy or the PS1 version. I like them both. But I am more of a fan of Crash's look in the PS1 era versus the new, Xbox, PS4, and Switch era. I prefer his classic design. But Yeah, it's pretty good. And if you're looking to get into Crash Bandicoot, I'd say start with this one. And also, you might be able to see that this is the holographic version, which is kind of hard to find, but if you search hard enough, you probably should be able to find a copy that's not too expensive. But yeah, just a lot of fun. Wish I could beat it. And then we have Crash Warped, which is. I don't think it's as good as Crash 2. I've not gotten too far into this, and I found this at a used game store, and um, there are quite a lot of vehicles in this, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just I kind of prefer the traditional gameplay. And I really wanted to add in vehicles to try to mix things up, but I feel like it wasn't really necessary. And this almost feels like a prequel to Wrath of Cortex because in that game there are several different vehicles. I think like almost every level in that game you are in some kind of vehicle. But again, it's good, but it's not as good as the second game. And this is the greatest hits. This is the greatest hits version, and I don't really have much else to say about it. It's just part of the classic trilogy, or the original trilogy. And we have CTR, which I first experienced this on my cousin's PS1 way back in the day. And then I eventually got my own copy of it. And I haven't gotten too far into this. I want to play more of it. I got to play Nitro Fuel before I got more experience with this one. But it's pretty fun. And I kind of like this better than Nitro Fuel. It's just, I don't know, it's just my opinion, but I think this is better than the Nitro Fueled remake. And I look forward to being able to come back to this and see how much further I can get. We have Crash Bash, which this is not very good. I originally played this, I actually played a demo of this like when I was like 5 or something. And then I eventually got the full version, and it's frustrating because you have to play all these different mini games. So it's a Mario Party copycat. This and Sonic Shuffle. I never played Sonic Shuffle, but I want to get it for the Dreamcast. But anyway, you have to play through all these different mini games. You have to beat each mini game, I think, like 3 times to progress, which is way too much. And just if you can somehow get cheat codes for this game to unlock everything, I would say definitely go for it. But if not, then you might want to stay away from this one. Then we're moving into Rayman. So we have the original Rayman, and this is the case is not in the best condition. Probably can't see them. I'm gonna show you guys that the case is cracked. But I've been looking for this game for a while, and I finally found it. I had to grab it. But I do want to replace the case. And I originally experienced this. It was on a PS1 back in the day. But I didn't really remember it a whole lot. But my first real experience with this was on the Game Boy Advance. I played quite a bit of it, got kind of far, and I got frustrated with one of the bosses, and I haven't touched it since. But I just played this to just kind of test it out to make sure it worked, and I haven't touched it in a couple weeks, but I do want to come back to it. And some of these games I want to stream, and this may be one game I stream. I'm going to probably get really frustrated and be cursing, and so beware of that. I'm either going to stream it on here or Too Mad for Gaming. It's frustrating, but it can be fun. Then we have Rayman 2, which this is a better game, in my opinion. It's a lot easier than the original, and this was Rayman's first 3D experience, and I'd say it's pretty good. I've gotten quite far into this. I haven't beaten it yet, and if you're gonna get this, don't get the PS1 version. This is not the definitive way to play Rayman 2. I would say get the Dreamcast or get the PS2 version. Because this one has tons of content missing. There are levels missing, and there's just other things that are missing. And this version has actual voice acting, which is kind of awkward. I prefer the Banjo-Kazooie gibberish that the N64 version has. I do have the N64 version, and the only reason I got this version is because the N64 version, every time I play it, would freeze on me. So I got the PS1 version, and it's the version that I've been stuck with for almost 3 years now, and I do want to try some of the other versions. So then we have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and this was released on several different consoles. This is the PS1 version, and the PS1 version is not the best. And I've gotten pretty far into this. I have not beaten it because I'm stuck on the stupid chess section toward the end of the game. It's just frustrating. They have some bullshit luck to get past it. And I've always wanted to do a Let's Play on this, but I can't because I've never beaten it. I kind of want to be able to beat it before I can Let's Play it, or even stream it. But this version is not as bad as people say it is. I feel like it's not very good, but it's not terrible. It's just average. It's a decent Harry Potter experience. There are better ways to get your Harry Potter fill, but this is not bad. This is actually also the first game that I got with my PS2. So, and we have Tonka Space Station, which this is. I've always been a fan of the Tonka games on PC. I do have a lot of those. And when I found this, I had to play it, and I haven't played it in quite a while because I was quite bored and frustrated with this. It's not very good. This is also on the PC as well. It doesn't really matter which version you get, but I'd say don't get this game for any version because it's not very good, and I don't really have much else to say about it. So. Then we have SpongeBob Super Sponge, which I first got to experience this on my friend's PS1, and then I played it on my cousin's PS1. I didn't play a whole lot of it, and then I eventually got my own copy. And I haven't played this in quite some time because it's just not very fun, to be honest. It's not one of the better SpongeBob games. But this was one of SpongeBob's first games, and I'd say it's mediocre. I haven't gotten too far into it. That's because I really don't care about this game, to be honest. Then we have Toy Story 2, which I freaking love this game. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I have Let's Played this twice now on my channel and Too Mad for Gaming, and this is a lot of fun. I love coming back to this game every once in a while and playing through it, and originally played the PC version, but then I eventually was able to get the PS1 version, and you can see this is the special collector's version. This came in a 3-pack with 2 other games, and this is a little harder to find, but it's not too hard to track down. But I'd say if you can get this game, you will not regret it, especially if you're a Toy Story fan. Then we have Pac-Man World, which I got to experience this on my friend's PS1, and then I eventually got my own copy, and I have gotten pretty far into this. I've never beaten it, because it gets really frustrating toward the end. And I've also Let's Played this game on my old channel, which unfortunately got deleted. I didn't get very far, and I remember I rage quit this. And I would like to come back to this, but I really like Pac-Man World 2 way better than this one. This one's not bad, but it doesn't require a lot of backtracking, and but it's not bad though. It's a decent experience. I'd say give it a try. Then we have Lion King Simba's Mighty Adventure, which I have not played very much in this game. I popped it in once to see what it was like, and I haven't touched it since. I didn't really care for it, to be honest. Then we have Dexter's Laboratory, Mandark's Lab. Now, I'm a huge fan of Dexter's Lab. I have not watched it in quite some time, but I love the first 2 seasons. And there's a couple games, and I want to try out the other games. And this is okay. It's not the best. It's not one of like the best games ever. It's quite short, and it's basically just like really just a bunch of mini games. So you can kind of be the judge of that. But it's decent. You get to walk around Dexter's house and get to kind of explore. So it's kind of cool. Then we have Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, which is the better of the 2 Harry Potter PS1 games. And I've gotten pretty far into this one, haven't beaten it because I'm stuck toward the end where I'm on this slide section where the controls are very finicky and it's very easy to fall off because there's no guardrails or anything. It's just so easy to fly off. But this is the better of the PS1 Harry Potter games, and this is actually harder to find because I see Sorcerer's Stone everywhere, but I rarely see Chamber of Secrets. So if you can track down a copy, I would say give it a try. Then we have Walt Disney World Quest Magical Racing Tour. I can never get the title of this right because it's just kind of a mouthful. I played this once, and I haven't touched it since I first got it. Didn't care for it. Then we have Rugrats Search Reptar, which I got last year. And the reason I got this is because my buddy KGR live streamed this last year, and I thought it looked decent. I was never a fan of Rugrats. I watched a few episodes, and I just didn't really care for it. The game's not bad. I haven't gotten too far into it. I do want to come back to this and see if I can get any further. But it's decent. It's one of the best Rugrats games out there, and yeah, that's all I can say about that. And then finally, we have Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, which I first got to experience this on my cousin's PS1 way back in the day, and then when I was visiting them for a week, almost 10 years ago, I tried to play through the entire game, and I got pretty far. I didn't beat it, though, but I have not had the patience for it since, like, 2012, and this was one of the earlier Scooby-Doo games, so it's not very good. It's not as bad as people say it is. It's based off of the movie, which I haven't seen the full movie, but I do want to see it eventually. I want to come back to this game, though. I want to see how far I can get to it. I know the final boss is a bitch, because the final boss is, like, just cheats. It's, like, impossible to win. I'd say this game's mediocre. It's not bad, but it's not great. And there you have it. There's my PS1 collection, which also includes an extra copy of Chamber of Secrets and Crash 2. And the reason I have an extra copy of Chamber of Secrets is because I've gone through 3 discs now, and every disc I've gotten, it's been scratched up, which is really unfortunate. I don't think it's been the games. I think it's my console itself. But I actually do have a copy of Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights for PS2. And unfortunately, that does not work. So I need to get the disc fixed or get a new copy. And then this is my original copy of Crash 2 I was talking about. It's the greatest hits version. But as you can see, it's not in its original case. So it's like, why do I have this? And then a couple other games I want to get Emperor's New Groove and Buzz Lightyear Star Command, Toy Story Racer, Spyro games, both Croc games. Also want to get Bugs Bunny, is it Back in Time or Bugs Bunny Travels in Time, something like that, and a few others. But hope you enjoyed my collection. Like I said, I'll be doing more videos of my other collection, so stay tuned for that. Please be sure to like, comment, most importantly, subscribe. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.